shelf yet for management of hazardous substances.
Okay. I'm opening the other side.
Oh, this is from
So in how do you regulate underground?
Sidange akanyara kuti Zimbabwe yangu iri kuchengeta munhu woti gare anotora niyezi ana akati kuseni kuti auzoona kuti kunoenda nomira tembera
Patrick Chipfunde, environmental officer with the Environmental Management Agency, here responsible for the HAZMAT track. Welcome to our track. Let me take you for a tour of the track. Okay, that's our cockpit, where we have a radio communication system. The sirens. I've got the siren here. All right. Okay. Then we have our command center. We call this our command center. I think you can come through into our command center. Okay, you can take seats. You can sit, madam. All right, as I said, this is our command center. We can use this as an office when we get to the scene of an incident. But for transportation purposes, this is where our crew will be seated. Besides being an office or a transportation cabin, we've got a mini weather station, which is operated from here, and our readings, we get them on this screen. It is important to know weather before we attack an incident, because the important aspects of the weather, like wind speed, humidity, we need to consider those, because we don't want to fall victim to chemical reactions. So we need to know where the wind is blowing towards to avoid that area. So that's the main important information we need from the weather. We also have a multi-gas detector. When we get to a scene, there might be some fumes around the area. So we need to demarcate our danger zone and safe zone. So we get that information from our Drager multi-gas meter. Within this cab, also have, these are traffic lights to control traffic at the scene, because the scene might be close to a major highway. So we need to control traffic flow. We also have these lights, reflecting lights, just to show that there's something happening at the scene. Here we also have emergency torching lights. These are powerful torches, all weather. Even when it's raining, you can still use this. All right, we've got our first aid kit. Obviously, we need this as a crew in case of an emergency on ourselves. Also have fire extinguishers. Also have a small fridge in the cabin. These are just other accessories, like in this cabin, we have our binoculars. Before you enter into a danger zone, you need to scan from afar to determine where you are going to set up, whatever you want to set up. We need to go to the next compartment. Since most of our stuff on this vehicle, we have got electrical pumps, so we need power. Instead of relying on static power, we've got our generator on the vehicle. It's just simple. You just pull it out, you do your connections, start running. Okay. As I said, we've got different pumps. For example, that one is a barrel pump, which we use to transfer fluids from another container into another container. So we've got a variety of pumps in the vehicle. We don't only attend to chemical spillages. We can also be helpful in terms of like a mine disaster, where we have people trapped in a confined space where we've got poisonous gas. We can make use of this ventilator. The purpose for this is to bring in clean air and move out contaminated air. So this is not only for chemical spillages. Then also have manual tools here. There are certain instances where you get to a scene where there's been an accident and people are trapped. So we have break-in tools to remove people from the damaged vehicles. These are tripod stands. These are just for our signage around the accident scene. We also have this is special material. This is not an ordinary shovel. This material is not corrosive. It doesn't react with chemicals. So when we're dealing with chemicals, we need such material. And these brooms for granules, chemical granules on the ground, you can just sweep and put them in a bucket for proper disposal later. Then here, we have our important breathing apparatus. In case of hazardous fumes, you can't just enter into that space unprotected. You need to be in a special suit with your breathing apparatus. This is how we remove them, because this one single tank is about 10 kgs. So for ease access, you just tilt this, you come here, you put it on, ready for action. Yeah. Up here, this is a gas mask, special gas mask. Yeah. Okay. So this whole compartment are breathing apparatus. On this compartment, we have some reagents for cleaning up. Like after we have dealt with hazardous stuff, we need to go decontaminate. So we need these chemicals to neutralize whatever would have affected our suits. And these are basically tools boxes for the truck in case of a breakdown. We've got something very important here, because most of the stuff at the back of the truck is very heavy. So we need a good lifting system, which we have here at the back. If you're not afraid of heights, you can come through right at the middle. We are going up.
Okay, up.
Yes. Okay. No remote, I'm using my feet. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So up here, that's where we have our special suits, the chemical suits. And the pumps I was talking about, these are the pumps. Besides the pumps at the back, we have inflatable tents. One of the tents here, we can inflate it and it can contain up to 3,000 liters of a solution or water. Yeah. Then some of the tents, we can convert them into offices, into a shower, into a decontamination zone for cleaning our suits. Whatever we use to clean, we contain it in that big white tank for proper disposal. We can't dispose at the site where we have an incident. So we take it away and dispose properly. We are going down.
What type of incidents do you respond to?
So far, we have responded to fuel spillages, mainly on our highways, caused by fuel transporters in form of petrol and diesel. Yeah. Recently, we had an incident within a parking yard in Mutare, which involved a mixture of chemicals. They spilled, and people at the scene were not in a position to handle those chemicals because there were fumes coming out of the reactions. So we had to be called in to attend, and it was a successful recovery exercise. Yeah, we are going down. Okay. Okay, let's go on the other side of the truck. Okay, so in this compartment, we have what we call oil or chemical binders. These are special chemicals which react with whatever which spill and form solid particles. Then we scoop them into our containers, then we dispose later off-site. Yeah. In this compartment, we have some of the containers we use to mix our reagents. These are just empty containers, but there's something interesting up here. Okay. We've got these in different sizes. We don't only respond to spillages. I can give you an example. Say at Sebo Chemicals, they've got an issue with their pipes. Maybe it's a leak. We can place this into a pipe, inflate it, then it blocks the spillage. Yeah. So don't limit this to spillages. Even industrial incidents involving hazardous material, we can respond. Yes. Then next year, there are instances where you need hot water to handle certain chemicals. This is our water heater on board to heat the water for purposes of cleaning or neutralizing. Then we've got our big vacuum cleaner to take up whatever would have spilled on the ground. And this is a high pressure cleaner for cleaning on the ground to get rid of the spillage. Yeah. Then in certain instances, you don't need to clean up. You can actually mitigate a spillage. Okay. So we have these. These are different shapes which you can put into a hole and block the spillage. Yeah, before it gets into contact with the environment. This is wood and these are plastic, depending with the material we are handling. Yeah. Okay. So basically, that's the kind of equipment we have on board. But as I said, we are not only limited to spillages. We can also even respond to a chemical attack. You can have a chemical sprayed for purposes of a chemical war. Yeah, we can come in with our special suits to do the rescue. Yeah.
I also understand that this machine is one of a kind. It's not a very common machine. How many are there in Africa?
This is the third in Africa. Yeah, there's one in South Africa, another one in Nigeria, then this one in Zimbabwe. So we are a proud owner of a rare piece of equipment. Yeah.
In case someone has an emergency, maybe at household level, how can they reach the agency to ensure that the spillage is contained?
Is dealt with. We've got a toll-free number, which is accessible for free from any Econet number. Yeah. Okay. That's our emergency number, toll-free number. Yeah. And the other good thing is we have got district offices in every district in Zimbabwe. So our teams are all over the country. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you also for your time.
This vehicle is actually called the Hazardous Substances, Hazardous Material Response Vehicle, a special vehicle that is meant to actually respond to any emergency that could be coming from the handling of hazardous substances. As the agency, we are quite proud of this new acquisition because it's actually coming after submissions that were made to government for decision making the government or policymakers aware that we have a challenge as a country of having these regular spillages and any chemicals that probably might need a different attention altogether. And the ways the agency, we made the submissions and we are happy that we got the support from government in the form of this vehicle, a vehicle that is there for the safety of the public. That is, all Zimbabweans have got access to this vehicle. It's actually a vehicle that is really there to ensure that the integrity of the environment is actually maintained. So in a way, the beauty about this vehicle is that it actually proves that we can invest in the environment in the sense that if really we are to manage this environment very well, then as a country we will know that we are really having a supporting system in the form of a well-managed environment. And actually, when environment is well managed, then definitely the economy is going to perform well. And we need to understand that we're not just talking about the economy in the form of the money, but we're just talking about the whole basket, the whole landscape of the economy, where people's health is involved, where the health of the environment is involved, where our development projects are involved. Obviously, when these hazardous substances, they are well taken care of, then we know that our environment is not going to be contaminated, and then we are in a safe, healthy, and clean environment.
I understand that the machine can also remove from underground, maybe mining if people are trapped. How will this assist the mining sector?
Yeah, it's so good in the sense that it's a multifaceted vehicle that is actually able to handle any form of hazardous scenarios. Like you are rightfully putting it, the mining sector, we usually have incidents in the mining sector, and then we have this assurance that if really we have, in case of a chemical emission that is happening and there's probably a threat to suffocation of the people, then using the equipment that is actually in that vehicle, then the agents or the officers from the agency are able to actually take part in rescue operations, meaning that in a way this is going to actually reduce threats to lives as well as probably threats to the economic viability, as it were. So it's something that really we need to make use of, not just to say it becomes a vehicle to just watch from a distance, but it has to be a vehicle that contributes back to the economy, since it was an investment.
Okay, so anyone around Zimbabwe, companies around the whole country can make use of the vehicle?
everybody has access to the vehicle, and actually people were thinking it's a fire tender. It's not really a fire tender. It is like a fire tender in color, but in performance, it performs something different from the fire tender, and all Zimbabweans, all citizens have access to this vehicle.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.